Protesters filled the streets outside City Hall demanding the outs of 3 council members whose racial comments have sparked anger and frustration.
Tonight, Congresswoman Karen Bass and developer Rick Caruso meet face-to-face for their final debate before Election Day.
And LA Rams and cheerleaders are coming together to celebrate a special surprise for kids in Boyle Heights.
Annenberg TV News is next.
My husband and I are both raw and angry and heartbroken and sick for our family and for Los Angeles.
LA Councilman Mike Bonin got emotional today about racially charged remarks against his young son. Hi, I'm Tracy Wang.
And I'm Daniel Dana. Protesters gathered at LA City Hall demanding 3 council members who were part of a conversation caught on tape to be removed from office.
It will get shut it down. It will get shut it down. It will get shut it down.
Protesters are calling for Council Members Nury Martinez, Kevin De Leon, and Gus Cedillo to resign. President Biden today added his voice to the situation, saying all 3 should step down. Many protesters at City Hall are outraged.
I'm here to call on my Latinx siblings to show up for this cause. It is not the Black community's responsibility to advocate for these city council leaders to resign. It is our responsibility.
Usually when it comes to issues that speak to Los Angeles politics, you only see Los Angeles activists or Los Angeles organizations. When you have the youth, right, such as our organization, the OC Justice Initiative, the youth behind local issues, and then you have other tri-county areas coming together to encourage that and amplifying that, that's even more powerful.
Councilman Mike Bonin spoke at the meeting about his shock and disappointment at the racist comments about his son.
I am still trying to wrap my head around everything that was said and everything that is happening. Public officials are supposed to call us to our highest selves. And these people stabbed us and shot us and cut the spirit of Los Angeles.
Councilwoman Martinez issued a statement apologizing to her council district, colleagues, and the city of Los Angeles. She said, quote, "I need to take a leave of absence and take some time to have an honest and heartfelt conversation with my family, my constituents, and community leaders."
Tonight, the Los Angeles Urban Policy Roundtable is calling on Councilwoman Martinez to convene and host a Black and Latino summit meeting in South Los Angeles.
Elected officials duck, dodge all over the place and do not accept responsibility except when they get caught. That's not enough. Those need to take ownership of this issue, because if not, you got chaos.
Hutchinson added that the issues will still remain even if the council members resign, and says the council needs to build positive bridges with African American communities.
The third and final mayoral debate between Congresswoman Karen Bass and developer Rick Caruso will take place tonight. We spoke to a USC professor about how the city council scandal might affect the debate.
Up until Sunday, Caruso wanted to be known as the type of candidate who could be more aggressive on taking on issues like crime and homelessness, and Bass wanted to sell her experience in government as equipping her more to take the issues on more effectively. But now they're both going to be pointing to their biographies, less for how it will impact their ability to deal with these issues, and more for how they can reach out to communities that have become so badly divided over the recent controversy. Bass is going to be talking a lot, I suspect, about her time as the head of the Community Coalition organization. And Caruso will be talking just as much about his experience in the private sector in bringing communities together and using this as an opportunity to talk about what's wrong with City Hall and city government.
According to the most recent poll from UC Berkeley, Karen Bass is ahead 34% to Caruso's 31%. 31% of voters in this poll were undecided. Now, if you want to watch tonight's debate, it will be hosted and broadcasted by NBC4 and Telemundo 52 at 7 o'clock. The election is 4 weeks from today.
A hacker within the Russian Confederation took credit for disrupting airport websites nationwide yesterday. The hack affected over a dozen airports' websites, including LAX, Chicago's O'Hare, and New York's LA LaGuardia. No flights were affected, and the websites were up and running just a few hours after the attack. Airport officials have notified the FBI and TSA. The hacker performed what's called a distributed denial of service attack. It's caused when a computer network is flooded by simultaneous data transmissions. U.S. airports are sharing their experiences with other airports. Meanwhile, engineers and computer programmers are working to better protect systems from cyber attacks.
USG is providing free shuttle services to LAX fall break to help alleviate transportation stress for students this weekend.
The buses are running every hour and sometimes every half hour, all day tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, the first day of fall break. And when you reserve your spot, it will tell you which terminal it's dropping off at. You can even reserve or request a song. You can even order a duffel package.
Uber and Lyft prices have surged recently, making a ride to the airport extremely expensive for students. Many students have long been asking for a shuttle from USC to LAX, especially during breaks.
I'm going to use it this week because I'm going home for fall break. So yeah, I signed up for the 3 o'clock shuttle to LAX. And yeah, I think it's super beneficial. I think it, obviously it's way more accessible than, just because, at least right now it's free of charge. I saw that they were, maybe planning on, charging a small fee, which honestly I'm fine with.
You can find more information about how to sign up for the shuttle on the USG website at usg.usc.edu.
With fall break and holidays right around the corner, it is important to remember COVID-19 is still around. A Keck professor of public health has this warning.
Obviously, around the holidays, we expect folks to get together with their families, with their friends. And we also need to keep in mind that it happens during the winter months, which tend to see a lot more people getting sick than in the summer. So although we are seeing a decline in COVID cases, we really don't know if there are going to be any new mutations that would result in a different strain of the disease. And it's important for folks to stay vigilant.
Students on campus are concerned about how COVID-19 may affect their travels. Some of them feel it's not going away anytime soon, so we have to find a way to live with it.
I think at this point, it's just kind of a given that anytime there's any kind of traveling, anytime there's any kind of break, the numbers are going to go back up.
I still think that if people don't get vaccinated, it might lead to a little spike, but I think that in general it's more calm and controlled than last year, and I'm not as worried, honestly.
I feel like it'll probably increase, but I feel like it's never going to be eradicated or go away, so I feel like we have to find a way to live with it.
COVID boosters are available at the USC pharmacy. It is important to get boosted and tested before and after traveling.
Many religious universities have altered their policies to limit the rights of LGBTQ+ students. But the Religious Exemption Accountability Project, or REAP, chose today, National Coming Out Day, to make a statement and call for nationwide walkouts. The director says Title IX is not enough to protect students.
The overall goal of today's walkout was to increase the visibility of queer and trans students at taxpayer-funded religious colleges, and to help people realize that not every school that receives Title IX money actually has to comply with the Title IX rules. We have a common oppressor, and that is really found in white Christian supremacy.
The Black Menaces, a viral TikTok group of 5 Black Birmingham Young University students, worked with REAP to bring a walkout to their own campus. We spoke with a student attending today's demonstration.
I have a lot of LGBTQ friends, and there's been a lot happening ever since I started going to BYU regarding stuff like this. And it's definitely bothered me and not something that I'm proud of, I guess, that BYU is a part of that.
Today's walkouts may not lead to immediate change, but they are a call to action that applies heat to university policymakers.
The happiest place on earth is becoming even more expensive as Disney increases its ticket prices.
Hundreds of students in Boyle Heights are getting a new playground today, along with a surprise presented by the LA Rams.
Plus, in tonight's transition project, some tips to help you deal with your midterm stress.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
A special gift was unveiled this afternoon for hundreds of children in one of Boyle Heights' oldest housing developments. Reporter Marco Ramirez is live in Ramona Gardens with the story. Marco, how's the monkey bars looking?
That's right. I am here live in Ramona Gardens where LA Rams head coach Sean McVay along with players and cheerleaders unveiled this brand new playground right behind me for kids in this community. The ribbon was cut this afternoon at the new playground at Ramona Gardens. This all-abilities playground equipment will serve kids ages 2 to 12. The playground was funded by the Rams coach as well as the LA84 and Steinmetz Foundations. The LA Rams hosted training activities with obstacle courses and a 40-yard dash. There was also sports equipment, giveaways, and food. Today, I'm here with Molly Higgins, who is the Executive Vice President for the LA Rams Engagement and Community. So, Molly, what does it mean to give back to the community, especially being part of this huge franchise, the LA Rams?
I mean, this is what our job is all about, being present in our community, showing love to our community, the beautiful community of Boyle Heights. You can see the turnout, the smiles on kids' faces, the parents coming out. This is what Coach McVay envisioned when he thought about this playground. And it's really, we operate with a we not me philosophy at the Rams. It's about others versus self, and it's about coming together for that collective success. And today, I think, is a beautiful, tangible example of that.
Right, and what are the emotions that run through your head when you see these kids playing on the playground, seeing the unveiling, and just look at them. They're smiling, they're jumping off the playground, going down the slides. What are those emotions that you feel?
You know, it's a sense of pride, but it also motivates us to want to do more. I mean, we're present in the community 365 days a year. When we come to Boyle Heights, we feel that love from our fans, and we want to give that love back. So the smiles on the faces, our players just left, and they were so appreciative of the opportunity. They gave me a big hug and thanked me for the opportunity to come out to Boyle Heights today.
Thank you so much, Molly.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Students at Santa Teresito Elementary School across the street are also able to come and take advantage of this brand new playground. Reporting live in Boyle Heights for Annenberg Media, I'm Marco Ramirez.
Thank you, Marco. That looks so fun. Just in time for the holidays, Disneyland is increasing prices for tickets and parking. These hikes come just 1 year after the park increased prices by as much as 8%. The park's newest tier 0 one-day ticket will cost $104. It will only get you in on the park's slowest days. Tier 1 tickets went from $104 to $114. Tier 2 prices rose from $119 to $129, and Tier 3 from $134 to $144. Tier 4 is now $159. High volume days are even more expensive. We heard from a Disney worker and from a law professor about the increase.
As a cast member, I don't think we are getting paid the amount we should be getting paid, because every single day I go in with a happy attitude and ready to make magic every single day. But at the same time, with how much I'm getting paid, it's never enough.
All sorts of things that workers can do, including organizing their own unions too, who don't have one already. So there are certainly protections for workers who decide to act collectively. to improve the terms and conditions of their employment, whether they're represented by a union or not.
To experience the magic, the cost of the Genie Plus ticket to avoid lines at the most popular rides will also increase.
Today, the deans from Annenberg, Keck, and Viterbi schools had an open communication series aimed at creating safe environments where people feel comfortable expressing their opinions.
If we were to have a culture that we espouse, and I assume that many or all of us agree to these unifying values that have been articulated for a while now. One way to strengthen this and also to make changes, if necessary, is through communication. Propagation of this type of culture, I think, is very, very important, and it's very healthy.
We welcome various opinions. I think it's important to express them in a respectful manner. We increasingly have the opportunity to speak more directly to one another, to create safe spaces, to share. We want the institution to move forward. We need everybody to feel comfortable in expressing themselves.
During the panel, there were also tips and resources to help listen more actively and communicate in a clear and timely manner. Check out the USC events calendar for more informational events like this. Now, do you find yourself struggling with productivity, procrastination, and time management? I know I do. Prithvi Methi is here with some tips.
Thank you so much, Daniel. To-do lists, color-coded calendars, sticky notes, mental checklists, and more to-do lists. Students often indulge in these endless cycles to try to manage their time. And while midterm elections are still weeks away, the midterm exam season is still on. I spoke with Dr. Amy Yu from the Kurstak Learning Center about how students can best manage their time.
Everyone procrastinates in college. There are so many distractions. Even though they have more flexibility and more freedom for their time schedule, they have more responsibilities and obligations, which means that the student have to be accountable to find time for their schoolwork. And this is the thing about how can they break down their tasks into smaller manageable pieces to stay in progress, even though people don't talk about time management much on the main campus. Everyone experiences struggles. I can talk about here at the Kurstak Center. There's a bunch of resources for time management, and I would encourage students to reach out.
Students can drop in for a 20-minute advising session, make use of the silent study rooms, and browse an array of resources that best fit their needs. The center is also equipped with a variety of stress relievers for those all-important work breaks. And now let's go to Marissa for this week's weather update. Marissa, do you think you can give Trojans some good news as they get up for fall break?
Thank you, Prithvi. I do have good news today for you Trojans. Hi Trojans, I hope you all enjoyed your family's weekend and did well in your midterms. Good luck if you still have a few today. Today I actually do have a different forecast for you. It's been slightly chilly this week, at least for Los Angeles, so let's look at the current conditions. We're currently at 72 degrees. Anything under 75 is cold for me, so finally we're getting into fall. Let's take a look at that rest of the week. I think you guys are gonna like what you see. Look at those clouds. We have lows in the lower 60s across the board. And at the beginning of the week, we're in the mid 70s for highs. Now, let's look at that weekend. Now, Angelinos, don't be too scared. I know rain is your biggest fear, but Saturday we're expecting morning showers. We're at about 40%. And the shower shouldn't last past 10 a.m. So if you're like me and can't drive in the rain, just stay home. I know I'll be in my blankets with some sweats, a hot cup of coffee, enjoying some college football. Now, I hope you guys have a great fall break. Let's see what's going on in sports.
The Trojans look for back-to-back victories on the Lynx. Travis Dye puts USC on his back with the trip to Salt Lake approaching, and the Dodgers hope to avoid a season-spoiling loss at the hands of the Padres. All that and more coming up on Sports.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch!
Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Bianca Bueno.
And I'm Will Camardella. USC football returned to work this morning in preparation for its biggest game of the season so far against 20th ranked Utah. The offensive game plan against the Utes is still very much in question, with the Trojans succeeding in different styles of offense during the season. The Trojans were very run-heavy last weekend as running back Travis Dye carried the ball 28 times for 149 yards. Dye came up huge for USC since Caleb Williams completed just over 50% of his passes. Here's Lincoln Riley on why the passing game struggled.
We missed a couple of throws and we dropped some balls. I mean, when you throw it 30 times and, you take really, you take really 10 of those off the board that were either, a missed throw or a drop pass. I mean, they're pretty good on the rest of them. There's just not a whole lot left. And then the game became, basically inside drill in the fourth quarter, which was fun.
Bianca, will an effective run game be enough for USC to take down Utah?
We saw it was very successful with UCLA last weekend, beating Utah heavily and getting 500 yards total, but that's all Utah's going to be practicing this week. They're not going to let it slide, and we've seen USC be so dependent on Travis Dye that they're going to have to use their wide receivers this weekend.
Well, look, you certainly don't want to get too dependent on any one side of the ball, but USC was able to run the ball great situationally against Washington State. Travis Dye converted on a key number of 3rd and 4th and shorts. He was able to run the ball for big yardage on first down. If they need Travis Dye to carry the show, he'll do it.
It's playoff-tober in Los Angeles as the Dodgers face the San Diego Padres tonight at 6:30 p.m. in Game 1 of the NLDS. The Dodgers come off 5 days of rest after a first-round bye. On the other side, the Padres defeated the New York Mets in the Wild Card Series over the weekend. The battle at Dodger Stadium will be quite the show on the West Coast. The pitching matchup is set with Julio Urias going for the Dodgers and the Padres sending Mike Clevinger to the mound. The pitchers will have their hands full with Manny Machado in the heart of the Padres lineup and Mookie Betts leading off for LA. The action will continue tomorrow with Game 2. Games 3 and 4 will go to Petco Park for this weekend. The winner will head to the NLCS to face either the Phillies or the Braves. Will, how do you see this series turning out?
Well, look, the Dodgers have had an incredible regular season. There's no denying that. But the San Diego Padres are primed to make an upset here. If you take a look, if they're able to win tonight somehow, you get Yu Darvish on the mound in Game 2, who pitched outstanding against the Mets. In addition, yeah, they had to play a wild card series, but that bullpen is really rested. Josh Hader pitched 1 inning the whole season, and he's their closer. You could pitch him a ton. The Dodgers bullpen is in complete shambles. We are not even sure who the closer is going to be, as they made a change with just weeks to go in the season. I could see an upset here.
You know, I, on the contrary, don't see that happening. Look, we're home field advantage. We've got a lot on our plate. We've got a lot of playoff veterans, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. I could go on forever. We have the experience. We're going to do it.
Well, we shall certainly see. Hockey is back as 4 NHL teams will begin their season tonight. The Los Angeles Kings open their 2022-23 campaign at Crypto.com Arena against the Vegas Golden Knights with a 7 o'clock puck drop on ESPN. LA was one of the biggest surprises of last season, collecting 99 points in the 2021-22 season and finishing 3rd in the Pacific Division. To improve off a hard-fought first-round exit against the Edmonton Oilers, the Kings brought in left winger Kevin Fiala from the Minnesota Wild. Fiala is coming off his best season as a pro, scoring 33 goals and averaging over a point per game. His scoring total last season would have led the Kings. The Kings hope Fiala's scoring output can complement a strong defense, with Drew Doughty returning to the blue line from injury and two-time Stanley Cup champion Jonathan Quick in the cage.
Now back to the outdoors with women's golf. The team is competing in Juno Beach, Florida for the Jackson State Stevens Cup. The 3-day tournament consists of a 7-team nationwide pool. The number 13 ranked Trojans came in with the momentum from its first team win last week. They played 36 holes Monday and 18 today. The team finished in 5th place with a total of 2 over. Wake Forest is the team leader, well ahead of the field at 19 under. USC had a strong individual performance led by junior Trojan golfer Brianna Navarrosa, who tied for 3rd place. But it's not over yet. Make sure to catch the final round tomorrow on the Golf Channel for the final day of match play.
That'll do it for sports today. Let's send it back to Tracy.
Thanks, Will. The USC football team is still on a winning streak, but they aren't the only heroes on the field. And a special performance is happening tonight here on campus. A sneak peek when we come back.
Lávate las manos por 20 segundos como Elmo.
Hay algo especial acerca de este lugar. Se siente como un hogar, una sala debajo del cielo y los árboles. Rodeado de aire fresco y la naturaleza. Todo aquí para que lo disfrutemos y para que lo cuidemos. Tenemos la responsabilidad de cuidar de esta tierra que llamamos casa, de preservarla para las generaciones que vienen. Cada acción pequeña contribuye para un cambio mayor y cada uno de nosotros podemos hacer la diferencia. Hay algo especial acerca de este bosque. Es un lugar donde se hacen recuerdos y juntos podemos preservarla y protegerla.
USC honored Jeff Klass as its superhero in the football game last Saturday. He is a cancer survivor and wants to reduce suffering from cancer through education, awareness, and advocacy. Jeff Klass is Executive Vice President of the American Cancer Society and a 1993 graduate of the U.S. Marshall School of Business. Klass became the first amateur triathlete to complete the Ironman World Championship while being treated for cancer. Klass raised money and awareness for cancer through research, education, and service.
The Thornton School is putting on a production of Interstitial, a music production that captures the individual experiences of Los Angeles. A professor at the music school shares what the audience can expect from the performance.
For this project, we've got 2 professional ensembles with 6 professional composers and 6 professional writers, and we've combined them all to tell their stories of Los Angeles in terms of being between things. So the idea of interstitial is being between, or you can think in terms of a hyphenated self. So for example, I'm from Canada, but I live in LA.
The showtime is 7:30 tonight in the Newman Recital Hall.
Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Tracy Wang.
And I'm Daniel Dana. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.